If asked to describe a bee, there's a good chance the first descriptions that pop into your head are black and yellow, stripes, and a stinger. These bees are known as Apis mellifera. Even though they ended up in Brazil through human intervention, they aren't villains. In fact, they have a very important role in pollination. Did you know that in addition to the apis, there are meliponas? They're the bees native to Brazil, and believe it or not, they don't sting. There are around 300 species of stingless bees in Brazil. We work with a few of them at the School Meliponary at Instituto Terra. Let's take a look. This is the black mandaguari. Even though they're harmless, this species does all it can to defend its hive. They produce honey and propolis, and their swarms are large and contain between 2,000 and 50,000 bees. Next up is the mandasaya. This species has the characteristic of guarding the entrance of its hive. Their nests can be found in hollowed-out trees, and their entrances are built using geopropolis, a mixture of mud and resin extracts from plants. They produce honey, and their swarms contain anywhere from 300 to 1,500 bees. Here we have yellow urusu. Just like the others, it's a Brazilian social bee and also makes honey. They make their nests in hollowed-out tree trunks, and their swarms can reach up to 5,000 bees. At last, but certainly not least, we have the iraí. It's also a social species, and its swarms can reach up to 3,000 bees. Its nests can be found in hollowed-out tree trunks, and the entrances are built with cerumen, a mix of wax and propolis. Now that you've met our meliponas, it's time to learn about their importance in maintaining our ecosystem. Remember when we talked about how in Brazil there are approximately 300 species of meliponas? It's because of that variety that these insects are able to reach different forestry extracts. Then, after collecting pollen, the meliponas help the genetic diversity in between forestry and edible species. This contributes to the health of native forests and consequently to the health of humans. In other words, the existence of bees is fundamental to human life. After all, it's through pollination from bees that about 80% of native plants reproduce and 70% of the food that we eat exists. At Instituto Terra, we encourage native beekeeping and contribute not only to the survival of the human race, but also the preservation of all flora and fauna in the Atlantic forest. We encourage farmers to use alternative methods instead of pesticides and fire. We also support the cultivation of agroforestry systems, along with the proper management of native bees. Do your part and help educate those around you about the importance of meliponas. Instituto Terra. Reforest to transform.